Thanks for staying tuned to your station, the Africa Independent Television, and welcome to your program, Security Watch Africa. Only on this channel and on this program, we'll bring you that information you need to keep your life safe and secured. Welcome to the program today. My name still remains Patrick Abambu. Behind me, you'll see an activity going on. This is quite exciting. I feel so excited, being here, but I will not unveil where we are until later. I just want to whet your appetite, but it's quite interesting that where we are right now, bringing this to you. But before I go further on where we are, I want to bring us the report on the visit of the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Taoreed Abiodun Lagbaja, to Borno State, where he came to talk to the soldiers and the officers on making sure that the gained areas are not lost to these bad guys. And you must commend the Nigerian military. They are doing a yeoman's job, and they are still ready, willing to do more. Stay tuned as we bring you this report put together by Elizabeth Tanko.
In line with his command philosophy, which is to transform the Nigerian army into a well-trained, equipped and highly effective force to fulfill its constitutional responsibilities in a joint environment. The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Taoreed Abiodun Lagbaja, visited the headquarters and sectors of the Northeast Joint Operation Hadinkai in Maiduguri, Damaturu and Munguno. At the headquarters of Operation Hadinkai in Maiduguri, General Lagbaja, after inspecting the guard of honor in his honor, was received by the theater commander, Major General Go Chubuisi, who introduced other principal officers and tactical commanders of Operation Hadinkai to the Chief of Army Staff. In fulfillment of a cardinal point of his leadership, which is the welfare of officers and soldiers, the Chief of Army Staff commissioned a remodeled 30-unit accommodation for soldiers in Memalari cantonment. He proceeded to the Headquarters 7th Division, where he met with principal officers and commanders of the division, led by General Officer Commanding Major General Peter Amala. With determination, hope and dedication to national service, the Chief of Army Staff addressed troops drawn from various units engaged in the fight against terrorism and insecurity.
I want to thank you for your service. I want to thank you for your contribution to the peace and stability of Borno State. And I understand perfectly that you are operating in a very difficult environment. I know because I've been in this theater not once, not twice. So I understand the challenges that confront you. So my pillar of command, which is sound administration, is tailored towards giving you the very best and providing essential welfare support to your families, including our departed colleagues. We must respect them, because they did a lot.
It was also interactive, as personnel freely asked questions bothering them.
I'm from 109 SF Battalion, sir. We have been in theaters in 2020, sir. And we did our SF training in Jaji. And we deploy in theater since that year, 2020, sir. Up to now, sir, we never received anything like SF allowance, sir.
Sir, since 2016, we passed out. We passed out to Maiduguri. Sir, after now, we don't get any, sir. 7 years. Sir, help us with a good office, sir, to help sustain it, sir, to get units and implementation from the general, sir.
We from the South and Southeast, we do not benefit from the welfare flight. The flight only goes from Abuja to Lagos. So I want you to help us out so that we also, from the South and Southeast, can also benefit from the welfare flight.
General Lagbaja, in response, promised to look into their demands.
But if you have been here since 2016, definitely you will go back. We'll bring in fresh troops. So, Theater Commander, please compile the names of all 16 NAs that have not been rotated, so that we address that issue of rotation quickly. The welfare flight, if you have the idea that the welfare flight is designed to address regional concern, then you are wrong. It is designed to provide support where we have the bulk of Nigerian Army troops residing, and that is Lagos and Abuja general area. Is that clear? Yes, sir. So, the design is not to leave out people from the south. No. If you are from the south and you live in Lagos with your family, because the army deploy you in Lagos, of course you will benefit from the welfare flight. And the welfare flight cannot go to every airport in Nigeria because we are using commercial airplanes. We pay heavily for this flight, but we expand as resources are available. Is that clear? Yes, sir. So bear with us for what we are doing for now. Once resources becomes more available, we prioritize. Is either we give you an increase in RCA, provide uniforms and boots and other things, or the luxury of welfare flight. But as your chief of army staff, I know what is dear to your heart. It is not just sitting there in an aircraft. It is having your family live in decent accommodation. Now for the SF allowance, I know your problem because your CO and the other 2 battalions worked under me in one division. So I spoke with Manga. I spoke with troops of 198. I spoke with troops of 134. We'll address it. We'll check through your parts, 2 others, and if you are not properly mustered, we'll see how you can be properly mustered so that you can get the SF allowance.
Elizabeth Tanko, reporting for Security Watch Africa.
Welcome back. Yes, you had it there. Yes, the Lieutenant General Taoreed Abiodun Lagbaja in Borno State, and he's visiting the whole of Northeast Joint Task Force Operation Hadinkai to talk to the troops on how to intensify the final push against these criminals that want to disturb the innocent Nigerians. But yes, let's continue. Security Watch Africa did a report, a special report indeed, on the Schools Protection Squad being initiated and set up by the Inspector General of Police, Acting IGP Kayode Egbetokun, on how to protect our schools. And in fact, indeed, we are in a school premises here with about 3 schools in this place, and the protection of schools are very, very important. And it's good that the Inspector General of Police is doing something about the protection of schools. And so sit back as we bring you this report by Obianuju Ape.
Recently, the Inspector General of Police, Acting IGP Kayode Adiolu Egbetokun, in furthering to his promise to establish Schools Protection Squad, SPS, unveiled the standard operating manual for the squad in Abuja. At the unveiling ceremony, the Acting IGP disclosed that the SPS will ensure that Nigerian schools are protected. To get more information on the initiative, Security Watch Africa had chats with the Commissioner of Police Election, who is in charge of the squad, CP Basi Adiogo, and the Force Public Relations Officer, ACP Olumuyiwa Adejobi. They threw light into the need for the squad, its operational modalities, formations, and stakeholders.
The School Protection Squad is a kind of a whole society-based approach to protection of schools. By whole society approach, I mean, one, engaging the school community itself, the host communities, and then the security agencies. When we talk of the National Action Plan on Schools Protection, it is not just the police that is involved. It is a multi-agency approach to schools protection. So what we have is in line with this national plan, and that was what informed the formation of the schools protection squad.
We have the command and control center. All other agencies too have keyed into this. NSCDC, all of them keyed into this. They need to work with the police in this regard. We have an application because we want to have a technological-based approach to it. So we have police app that we're going to use, not just mere deploying armed men to schools. I think we should go beyond that level of deploying armed men to school. We need to go technological this time around. And that is the effort of the Inspector General of Police to have a technological-driven protection squad to protect all our schools. The app is going to work at a swap on your phone. The alarm will ring somewhere at a command control center, and the response time is the major thing. We should move away from there of you're in distress, you call the police, and 30 minutes they are not there. No. The good thing about this initiative is the response time is very, very fast. I'm talking of seconds. We are planning to have some jingles to educate Nigerians, to get them familiar with what we have on ground, so that they will know that we have this application, then we have this school protection squad on ground. If there's anything they call, they know how to operate with us.
To find out if Nigeria are aware of this initiative, we were on the streets and spoke with some residents.
The school protection squad is a very welcome development. It's a creative initiative, and it's something that the country needs at this point.
I would say it's not a bad idea, but in the real sense, we must know where we are coming from, because insecurity as it may be, or as it is called, they are not ghosts. They are actually living amongst us. And if before now Nigeria will send troops outside the country to go and kind of restore peace in other countries, I wonder why ours is a different thing entirely.
That's laudable, if you ask me. But you see, something I get to understand about Nigeria police system is about would they be diligent? It's different from we set up a squad. Anything can be set up, but we're looking at setting up a squad and looking forth to ensure that the squad is doing what it's meant to do.
It's a good initiative of the IGP to do schools protection.
It's a welcome development, and we are very happy. We are jubilating, meaning that the children under our care will be protected.
I think it's actually a good idea that there are some people set out there looking out for school children, for their protection.
And what they expect from the Schools Protection Squad, SPS, they have this to say.
It has to recruit. There are a lot of Nigerians walking the street, able-bodied Nigerians that want to be part of the police. And for them to be part of the police, he has to sensitize. He has to correct our impression of what the police is.
This school protection they are talking about, it shouldn't just be IG. Ministry of Education should be involved, and the security agencies should be involved. Why am I saying the security agencies should be involved? There needs to be intelligence, okay? It's not that you sit down and wait until a school is attacked before you start saying, oh, we're on top of the situation. It doesn't make sense. There should be intelligence.
If the people are trained very well, because training is a continuous thing, if they can continue to train them and to follow it up, like we need active people to make sure that these school children are being protected.
Obianiju Ape, reporting for Security Watch Africa, Abuja.
All right, welcome back, and it's my privilege and honor to invite the In fact, so Frank, I'm so excited. But maybe let him introduce himself. Sir, it's a pleasure to have you with us.
Welcome.
And it's a pleasure that you are hosting us. We feel so happy and excited here. Please, for the benefit of those watching us, we are still on your program, Security Watch Africa, here on the African Independent Television. And with me is the state coordinator of the National Youth Service called here in Borno State. It's a pleasure to have you, sir, once again. Please, what is your name?
My name is Mohammed Adamujia.
Mohammed, yeah, you had him. Mohammed Adamujia is his name, and he's the coordinator for NYC in Borno State. All right, sir. What is happening? Because the people watching us would like to know. Are we truly in Borno State, sir?
Yeah,
or where are we? Please tell us.
We are truly in Borno State, live and in flesh. We are in Borno State.
Okay.
Maiduguri, the state capital.
Okay.
And behind us is the rehearsals for the drills competition coming up on Saturday.
Okay.
For the core members on a platoon basis.
All right. Yeah, it's quite exciting because for them to come in here. But tell us, how were you able to do this, and how long did it take? When last did the NYC have a camp here, and how were you able to make sure that these people are here?
Well, it's been a while. We've been pushing for a long while for the orientation to hold in Borno State. That's from the NYC headquarters, that is from the year 2020. But the present Director General has been going about it, and with all security informations and clearances, even from as far as the National Security Advisor, who has assured the NYC that this place is safe for NYC to reopen its orientation camp. And that's why we are here today witnessing the 2023 Batch B Stream 2 core members in Maiduguri, Borno State.
Okay, now tell me, I want to know the characteristics or the form of how many numbers of corpers do you have here, and where are they from? Are they from Borno State?
Well, at the present on parade right now, we have 1,189 core members, and they are from all nooks and crannies of Nigeria. Every state is fully represented on this camp.
Okay, yes. We had an interview with some of them, and sit back as we bring you what they had to say about their experience in this camp.
I felt, when I saw the color plate, I felt like Borno of all places. I felt bad. I felt really bad because I never expected a place like Borno State. So I felt bad and was hoping for a miracle to happen. So I felt really bad, but I think the notion has changed now that I'm here. So I think I'm happy, and I think it's a good experience.
I felt uneasy actually. I was scared because of the history of insecurity in Borno. It was actually, I felt uncomfortable. I didn't think it was a good idea for me to actually come to Borno State to serve, because even my parents were not okay with it, and at first I didn't want to come, but one of my uncles actually encouraged me to come because he thinks things are now different in Borno, and it's been a while since we hear any act of terrorism or insecurity in Borno.
Yeah, I think first of all the fear was the safety. So on coming here, there was no issue on the way. Yeah, so the place is safe and they're very welcoming. So it's been very good, better than expected.
I was devastated. It was a shock. It was a shock. I thought it was a joke at first. Yeah, I had to look again, and I had to get my glasses to be sure that I was really seeing this thing right.
My experience so far here was like, firstly, let me say I was appointed as the COCAM director here. I feel excited about that. And the activities here, my state coordinators, the way they were treating us, even the governors, the way they are treating us, the way they are making things more lively to us, and they are giving us opportunity, and the way they, this camp, it has already been closed 12 years ago, so we have so many opportunities
so that this Borno State can be part of Nigeria back?
It's been very good. I'm shocked, like it is way beyond my expectations, because at first I thought people would not turn up. The first I came, I saw like maybe like 200, 300 people. I was like, this is going to be a very boring camp, because I know a lot of people are scared. But after like 2-3 days, people kept coming, and people kept coming and coming, and it was good. And right now, the camp, I don't even want it to end because it's so fun. It's like beyond my expectations.
Mingling with people, the people here are actually extremely nice. The first night I spent here, I was treated well by the person I stayed with. Then coming down to meet with the NYC officials, my core club members, it's been great. Meeting people from different regions, even the state coordinator himself is actually extremely friendly, and I enjoy working with him as one of the core camp directors.
It has been an interesting experience. Yeah, so the weather is quite harsh, really harsh than what I'm usually used to, but I mean, it was nice. The journey over here, I journeyed by road, so journey over here was nice, going through the different vegetations. I'm a biologist, so it was an interesting journey, really stressful but interesting. Then getting to meet the Hausas in their homeland has been an experience too. So we kind of have this idea of the Hausas over there in the south. And then coming here and meeting them and then having some kind of intellectual conversations with them, like it just gave me like a different perspective of like, yeah. And then I've met some other cultures that I really didn't even know were here, like cultures like Lupe. I really have never heard of that before I came here, yeah. So it has been an interesting experience.
Welcome back. Yes, you had them. Those are the coppers, bona fide coppers serving here in Borno State. You had them speak about the experience here. Yes, I would say, if you are permit me to say, kudos to a Nigerian who is doing so well. Because for me, to be able to have this courage, was it courage or was it determination or was it belief that you could head this?
I think it's more of belief from the NYC top management that we can pull this off successfully. And by the grace of God, with God on our side, I think everything is going on according to plan. No issues at all. We've experienced a lot of support. That is, even the governor himself has been here on 2 occasions. The commanders have been here. We're talking of the GOC, the theater commander, and the garrison commanders. In fact, the police commissioner has made this place a home that he visits regularly to ensure that things are going on the way it should.
Yeah, because I was going to ask you, what role has the Nigerian military played in making sure that this camp is active like this?
Well, the military are playing a very serious role, very active role. And I make bold to say that by the grace of God, this camp in Borno State is the most secure camp in Federal Republic of Nigeria today because of the number of deployment. And I make bold to say the theater commander was here and he saw the deployment and he was happy with it. And at that moment, he approved for a night-enabled drone to be deployed to Borno State camp. And so we have a drone pilot and a drone night-enabled is patrolling around the camp every night to ensure that things are going on the way it should.
Yeah, I must give kudos to the past theater commanders and also the current one. Maybe particularly permit me to make reference to officers like Lieutenant General, then Major General Farouk Yahya, who was once a theater commander here, and he made sure that insurgency goes down. Then I also mentioned the current Chief of Defense Staff, talking about General Christopher Musa, who was a theater commander here. And during his time, the 2 years he was here, there were so many of these ISWAP and Boko Haram terrorists that surrendered with their parents, with their family members, and this must have ensured and given courage to say that this place is safe. So it's really something that we must give kudos, just like he said, to the Nigerian military and to the whole Nigerian security system for doing this. Now let me come to you as well, running this interaction.
Okay.
Now, looking at it earlier, you said this is the safest.
Yes.
I know that I can say that what they are having, they seem to be very, very privileged, really, because I understand when the governor came here, he made some promises. And some people may be watching and say, maybe those are political statements. Tell us, what about those promises?
No, those promises are not political promises. Those promises are actual promise, which is excellency fulfilled. As at last night, we were having our Miss Big, Bold and Beautiful, and we found it difficult to control the crowd because a lot of them were receiving alerts and everywhere were shouting Zulum, 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 alerts. And even today too, the remaining people have already received the alerts, and of the 30,000 he made promises of. And the morale on this camp is at its peak, very, very high.
And we also understand he gave some food items.
Yeah, he gave us 100 bags of rice, 10 cows, 10 bags of beans, 10 jerrycans of, jerrycan that is 25 liters each of oil, which was delivered as he spoke to us.
In fact, that is quite commendable, and it must have been so useful to you, taking care of more than 1,000 coppers, isn't it?
Yeah, it helped a lot.
Okay, now let's use this opportunity maybe to talk. Talk to us. You're a parent, and of course you once was a youth corper.
Yes.
Some parents may have been so scared when they saw the deployment of their children or their wards down to Borno State, and some may have tried to work a change or transfer. I'm sure you must have gotten a lot of pressure from that. So tell us what happened.
I've been receiving a lot of calls from parents all over Nigeria. Please allow my son to come back, allow my daughter to come back. But funny enough, the children are cancelling their relocation, which we already have approved, that they want to stay here because the governor has spoken to them about the packages he has for corps members, and they saw his passion and love for corps members. A lot of them have cancelled their relocation, and more are cancelling.
That is quite encouraging. So what advice will you give to parents?
Well, I will advise parents to allow these young ones to grow, allow them to take their judgment. I'm sure they are taking a very good judgment, and with the vision of the state government, no parents has any issue to worry about.
Sir, we must thank you so much for finding time and allowing us into this camp. I must say that we're excited. I'm sure the Nigerians who are watching us will actually be excited too. Thank you. It's a pleasure to have you.
Borno State is the place to be for any corps member, and I encourage parents to allow them to come to Borno State.
But let me ask you, are you an indigene of Borno State?
No, I'm not. I'm not an indigene of Borno State. I'm from Niger.
Okay.
But I've been in Borno State for quite a while, on and off to the other states, but I'm back here again. And when I came, I saw a different Borno State, different Maiduguri, well-developed Borno State. The government and people of Borno State are really working hard to put Borno State at its position in the Committee of States.
Thank you so much once again. It's a pleasure, sir.
Yes,
Thank you, sir. Yes, you heard it from him, the state coordinator, the National Youth Service Corps, here in Borno State. You heard him. Nothing else to add. He has said it all. Really, Nigeria is a country that has a lot to offer, and we must all put hands together to ensure that this country is great again and even better than it used to be. And security is very, very paramount for any development. If there was no security, this will not be happening here. And to say that after 12 years, NYSC can open orientation camp in Borno State, it shows that the security services and the people of Borno State have done really well. This is an example for other states to emulate. Until we come your way again next week, I say thanks for staying tuned and bye for now.